I hope y'all are ready for a very bougie sewing product review. Welcome to the Sewing Report. I'm Jen. This channel is all about making sewing and crafts fun and approachable. Well, maybe scratch that last one for today because we are going to be delving into a product that is very expensive. I will admit I bought this out of sheer curiosity. It is the William Whiteley & Sons 8-inch dressmaking scissors, officially called the 8-inch Wilkinson Aura Gold Side Bent Scissors, and they cost $108. Yes, that is about 3 times as much as my beloved Gingher 8-inch dressmaking shears. I did spring an extra $5 for a gift bag, and the scissors arrived packaged in the signature William Whiteley presentation box with bespoke foam. You can even opt for personalized laser engraving. So I wanted to talk a little bit about why I decided to buy this product and also how it compares with my more budget-friendly scissors. Just to get this out of the way, this video is not sponsored. I paid for everything myself. Somehow I stumbled into this world of very high-end scissor makers out of England. There are 2 companies in particular that are well known, William Whiteley & Sons and Ernest Wright. And in full disclosure, I have also ordered the Ernest Wright scissors just because I was also very curious about those. They're back ordered to all heck, so I don't know when I'll get them, but when I do, there's going to be another review. William Whiteley & Sons was a company founded in 1760. Yes, get that into your head. This company has been in existence longer than the United States, and they're known for their artisan handmade scissors. The process to make these scissors is just truly amazing. I watched a few videos on the manufacturing process, and I have a lot of respect for the craftsmanship that goes into making each and every pair of scissors. They are manufactured in Sheffield, England, which is known for this type of thing. So if you're interested, I'm going to drop a few links below in the description box if you want to learn more about the process. Really fascinating. It really just gives you a new sense of appreciation for this tool because this is something that we as sewists use almost daily pretty much, kind of how we wish people had more of appreciation for handmade items like quilts. I just have a newfound respect and appreciation for these scissor making companies. Whiteley's is one of the last industrial scissor makers in the UK and the oldest scissor smiths in the Western world, and they are a leading producer of industrial and professional scissors and shears, developing cutting solutions to match the latest materials in automotive, aerospace, and many other industries. Each scissor produced by the company is still handmade, assembled, and tested by craftsmen using the skill and techniques honed and handed down over centuries. Just think about that for a minute. Obviously, this is not a budget-friendly sewing tool, but as I've talked about in some other sewing supplies videos, there's something for everybody of every budget, and that's the great thing about buying scissors. You can get scissors at the dollar store, you can get scissors on Amazon, you can get scissors straight out of England like these. It really depends on your needs and also what kind of stuff you like to have in your sewing room. I've had these Gingher scissors for, I would say, at least 5 years, and they've served me well. I don't really have any complaints about them. They cut fabric very well, and yes, only fabric. Don't ever cut paper with your fabric scissors. One thing that struck me right out of the box was just how gorgeous these scissors are. I love the gold color. They are gold plated. I just think it adds such an elegant touch to my sewing room. I mean, this is probably one of the nicest things I have in here. Everything's all relative. Yes, sure, these are very expensive for scissors. These were actually about half the price of my Brother CS7000i sewing machine. For everything, there is high-end, budget-friendly, and obviously I can't really afford to test out $30,000 sewing machines here on the channel because I don't have that kind of budget, but for sewing supplies like this is something that was more attainable for me and something I was really interested in doing. So side by side, I gotta say, the Gingher and the Whiteley & Sons, I'm going to call them the Wilkinson since that's the model. So the Gingher and the Wilkinson, side by side up close, they look pretty similar. In fact, I think the designs are nearly identical. There's a few very small differences, but it's pretty clear that Gingher modeled their version after versions like the Wilkinson because, again, side by side, they look almost the same. I tested each one out. I did it one after another just so I would kind of have that memory of what it felt like, and using them felt pretty much the same. If you blindfolded me and gave me a pair of scissors and had me cut some stuff without seeing it, I would not be able to tell which pair was which. They both performed pretty much the same. So as far as the utility goes, I would say you can't go wrong with either model. I do really like the Gingher brand. I love the rotary cutter, which I believe is now discontinued, which makes me very sad. If you just need something that gets the job done and you don't want to spend a lot of money, I really do think that these Gingher 8-inch dressmaking scissors are a good dupe for the Wilkinsons. Again, I have not tested the Ernest Wright ones yet, but hopefully in the near future. Also, oddly, when I was ordering the Whiteley & Son scissors, for some reason they looked a little bit slimmer on the website, and I didn't actually expect them to look so much like the Gingher pair. But if you look at each pair up close side by side, there are actually very few differences. The screw being one of them, that is a little bit different, but you can tell they were modeled after each other, which is pretty obvious. Both felt very comfortable in my hands and cut through fabric easily, which is what you want. I was just using a scrap of rayon I had around. Because I personally didn't see much of a difference in the performance, they're scissors, they work as intended. You're kind of paying for the name and obviously the handmade artisan nature of things. It's like buying things at the grocery store versus buying some really fancy like organic thing. Or in terms of cars, the Gingher might be Toyota and then the Wilkinson might be more like Lexus. To clarify, I also wanted to share that Gingher scissors are made in Italy, using similar techniques as Whiteley's. Skilled technicians hot drop forge scissors from high carbon cutlery steel. They are then finished by hand. Why the price difference, I'm not entirely sure, but Whiteley's is still a family-run firm with original descendants of William Whiteley on the management team. In contrast, Gingher looks like it was bought out by larger company Fiskars. You know, the ones behind the orange handle scissors. And yes, I do plan to use my fancy new scissors for upcoming sewing projects in 2022. So who would I actually recommend buy these high-end scissors? I'll tell you, I would say someone who loves sewing, you obviously have the budget to spend $108 on scissors, and someone who might want some very nice heirloom quality things around your sewing room. If you meet all those qualifications, then I would say go for it. Maybe you have a very deep appreciation for handmade or artisan stuff. Maybe you're like designer bags, that kind of person. I would say these would be right for you. For someone on a budget though, I would recommend the Gingher dupe. I think the performance is about the same and the price of this tends to vary, but it's about 1/3 the price of the Wilkinson shears. Again, both of these will do the job, and again, the Gingher, beautiful, and I believe these also come in gold as well. So you can get a very similar look at a much lower price. Because I just got these, I really can't give you a long-term owner's review, but I have had the Ginghers for a long time and they've been great. Both of these can also be resharpened if you send them back to a company or have someone that does professional scissor sharpening. Those do exist. Anyways, let me know what you think of this very bougie review. I cannot believe I bought these scissors, but I did. Let me know what you think, and if there's any other random products or like high-end stuff you're curious about and you want to see me review them, or even sewing machines that are within reach budget-wise, I might try to do those. If you're looking for more resources about sewing supplies, I recently did a video just on what I recommend for beginners, so check that out. Anyways, I'm Jen with the Sewing Report. I'll see you guys again in the next video, and remember, whatever you're doing, make it fun.